Democratic Congresswoman Carolyn Maloney is now apologizing after she suggested that not only is Joe Biden not gonna run for re-election, but he shouldn't run for re-election. It's a big no-no. It's a big no-no. You're not allowed to tell the truth if you're a Democratic lawmaker. And so this all started with an interview she had with the New York Times, and I want to share that exchange with you. So the reporter Eleanor Randolph asks, should President Biden run again? Okay. Carolyn Maloney says, off the record, he's not running again. Okay, let's pause for a second before I continue reading. For anyone who is giving a reporter the details on some controversial story, but you want it to be off the record. You don't just say off the record and then continue to like spout out all of these things that you want off the record. You have to get agreement from the reporter that it's actually off the record. But Carolyn Maloney, she's only a United States Congresswoman, so what does she know? So at that point, Jody Totman writes or chimes in and says, not off the record, on the record. And Maloney says, on the record, no, he should not run again. I mean, she made herself clear, Waz, and good on her. I agree with her. Maloney is absolutely right. But she got some backlash, and that led to a lot of backpedaling. Before we get to that, what do you think so far?
I like how she's using the on the record, off the record, sort of like not it. You know what I mean? It's like if you just say it or if you just say jinx, it automatically doesn't apply to you. I love that logic there.
It's so good. It's so good. Now, a statement is not considered off the record again, unless both parties agree to it, just to be clear. Okay, so why is this important? Maloney's assertion is one of the strongest yet regarding Biden's uncertain 2024 plans. No, I think mine was pretty certain. I know I'm not a congresswoman, but I literally said Biden would be stupid to run again, and I stand by that statement, unlike the cowards that are backpedaling now. Maloney's assertion is one of the strongest yet regarding Biden's uncertain 2024 plans, coming as it does from a long-serving Democratic lawmaker who has known the president for decades. Other representatives, including Dean Phillips and Angie Craig of Minnesota, have said that they do not want to see the president run again in 2 years. Okay, so there have been some others who have said that. But this is actually not the first time Maloney has made these remarks. In fact, let's take a look at this tweet. This is the recount. During New York 12 debate, Congressional District 12 debate, lightning round, candidates were asked if Biden should run again in 2024. Representative Carolyn Maloney, I don't believe he is running for re-election. Nadler says, too early to say. Says Dems should talk about it after the midterms. And then this Suraj Patel person jumps in and says, yes, okay, he should run again. Anyway, Maloney, by the way, is vying for New York's 12th congressional district seat. Nonetheless, her race is extremely close. Polls suggest that the contest is tight. Nadler has to run to Maloney's left, oh God forbid, highlighting his opposition to the Patriot Act and the Iraq War. In contrast with Maloney's votes in favor of both, oh my God, George Bush administration's priorities, while Maloney has countered that New Yorkers should reelect a woman at a time when reproductive rights are under attack. Okay, so Maloney, if that's the only standard, it just has to be a woman because abortion, I agree, the abortion bans are a problem. So which women, like Liz Cheney? Like just being a woman does not automatically mean you're gonna have the right takes on policies in this country. Like I hate that line of thinking, it drives me crazy. But let me just finish this up because Schumer did endorse Nadler. So she seemed to have cold feet in the end when it came to the whole Biden question, and possibly in fear of losing this race, she decided to backpedal and it was swift. So let's take a look.
Mr. President, I apologize. I want you to run. I happen to think you won't be running, but when you run or if you run, I will be there 100%. You have deserved it. You are a great president, and thank you for everything you've done for my state and all the states and all the cities in America. Thank you, Mr. President.
I have strong thoughts, but Waz, I want to kick it over to you first.
Oh my God. I mean, like, first of all, the apology, who is that for? Nobody believes that. And if the Biden camp and the Democratic Party power structure establishment are angry with her, this isn't going to fix it. Never mind the fact that, like, Joe Biden's cooked. Do you guys see this guy when they trot him out to do anything in the public? He looks horrible. He sounds horrible. He's old as hell. He's been through a lot. Let this man go home and die, people. Do they want him to die in office? Like, what do they want from this guy? And I'm not trying to be ageist here. It's just like, he's done. It's obvious. And the part about elect a woman. I mean, I can think of another New Yorker who's a woman who might, who's been in the political seat of power recently, Ivanka Trump. What do you think about that one? Anna, do you think, is it Ivanka?
I mean, all
Ivanka
we need,
or is Ivana? Which one is Trump's daughter? I can never remember.
Ivanka. Okay, Ivana is the one he buried at his golf course
yes,
to get
my
tax
bad.
breaks. Yeah, that's the.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, absolutely.
Rest in power. Actually.
No, I mean, that line of thinking is so incredibly stupid because there's no default value system based on your identity, right? Like, just because you're
what?
Like,
Anna,
anyway, I don't say this.
serious?
Everyone knows, except for Maloney, apparently.
Wow.
And to know that Nadler is running to the left of her is pretty mind blowing. Because Nadler's, he's not the worst of the Democratic establishment. But I don't think of him as like some progressive or certainly not some leftist. So I'm against Maloney. Like, Maloney is crazy. And also, I can't stand these weak, sniveling, self-interested, self-important politicians. Because if you're gonna say something, be real about it and say it and stand by what you're saying. Think before you speak. First of all, understand what off the record actually means and like what the terms are of saying something off the record, like educate yourself on that. But aside from that, do you want to represent the people in that district? Because I would venture to say that you need to be a strong, principled person who has actual values. And clearly Maloney lacks values, lacks any courage to stand by what she really believes, because the second she thinks it might hurt her political career, she backpedals and pretends as if like Biden is the most, it's like the Democratic version of Trump. Oh, Biden he's the strongest, he's alert, he's got that crisp look to him. Like, come on, just wake up. I can't stand these like weak Democrats. I hope she loses.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.